Well, hey y'all, it's me. It's Lae'Visia Rivers, honey, and it's that time again. It's Sunday Sins. Honey, it's December. It's that special time of year, honey. It's Christmas time, honey. And you know, I believe in celebrating Christmas, honey, all the way from Thanksgiving all the way up through the New Year, honey. You know that. Actually, we ought to celebrate it all year long, but some of us ain't got time for all that. I know you don't, honey, because you're busy with your youngins and your husbands and your jobs and complaining about everything else and sports and all sorts of other things that's keeping you from being Christmassy 365 days a year. But honey, today I want to talk about a preventable sin as Sunday Sins topic. Youngins, I will say up front, I'm going to use an adult word today in talking about Sunday Sins, okay? So I know I got a lot of little youngin' fans and stuff, so this may be a word you'll have to explain to them, or you may want to leave them out of this week's Sunday Sins, okay? But this is important, Sunday Sins, youngins, for all of yous out there who've ever been jilted, jaded, or cheated upon, okay? Are you ready? So I think one of the greatest inventions for little youngins to keep them on the straight and narrow during the holiday season was that elf on a shelf, honey. I see him laying around in flour. I see him making a mess in toothpaste. I see honey, having him watching over things, honey, like he is a security camera right there in your home, like you have one of them Nest cameras from the Sam's Hotel Club in the flesh from the North Pole. But I've decided there is a wonderful idea. We could make an adult version of the elf on a shelf for those who have ever been promiscuous toward us, for those of us who've ever suspected we've had someone to be promiscuous towards us, those who've been sinful in the adulterous way. That ain't the adult word I was going to use, but I've decided we need to make, instead of the elf on the shelf for the children, we need to do a whore in the drawer. Yes, I said whore in the drawer for adults. You know, you could leave it in your man's dinner bucket one morning to remind him he needs to come home to you. Or you could leave it in your wife's pocketbook one morning and be like, if you want a ring on Christmas Eve, you better not do nothing you ought not do, honey, because there's a whore in a drawer in your bag. Or leave it on the front seat of somebody's car. Leave it in the desk drawer, honey, of a co-worker, honey, who you suspect has been flirting with your man, honey. Or, Lord, if one has been doing something to you on Facebook, snap a little picture of the whore on the drawer and send it to them anonymously. It's one way to keep the people in check, honey, and keep you from sinning, honey. Whore in the drawer. What do you think about that? I mean, the elf on the shelf has worked for the youngins. I mean, I know people that's got 2 and 3, one for each of their youngins. So if you've got multiple boyfriends, you better have multiple whores in the drawer. What do you think about that? So I know it's a big adult word, and I don't necessarily want you to have to explain that to your children. So let's just use the term Black Maggie. That's a term that we use for promiscuous women where I come from, honey. Black Maggie was one of the most promiscuous women that was ever in my area. So, anyways, it's Lae'Visia Rivers, honey, and I love yins. It's a Sunday sin, and think about it, honey. Get yourselves on down to the Walmart where you can get buy your teeth bleach, and hopefully they'll be stocking whores in the drawer. Otherwise, I guess we'll have to home make us one, honey, out of a cheap Barbie doll. How about that? Or a Ken doll, honey, because, you know, whores come in both males and in females. How about that, youngins? Let's be honest. So, it is the Christmas season, and I promise to post a lot more. I have just been so busy, honey. We've had just a wonderful past few weeks working with the Theater Guild and doing lots of fun things, and just have been super duper busy, honey, and that's what the holidays is all about. Like I said, it's the Christmas season, honey, to me, and Christmas is every day now until Christmas. And I look forward, honey, to shopping in the malls with you, honey, and showing you a few things. But most of all, I want to hear about your whore in the drawer stories, because I know some of you is going to create one. And when your man opens it up in that dinner bucket, honey, he'll know not to see Tina at the Teardrop Inn. And some of you know that song. And if not, Google that song, honey. Tina at the Teardrop Inn. So, anyways, it's Lae'Visia Rivers, honey, live and on location right here on Sunday Sins. I love you, and I'll see you later this week.